Hey y'all, I haven't done a Facebook Live in a minute. And this is a topic that I really didn't even want to touch, didn't even want to talk about. Because for the most part, I don't even really believe that I gotta even say this to y'all. There is absolutely nothing wrong with Kanye West. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing's wrong with him. Stop trying to justify his actions and his words because he means absolutely everything he's talking about. He means this stuff. I personally have not listened to Kanye West music since his first CD album, whatever. I'm old. I'm telling my age. I know we don't listen to CDs no more. But since, what was it, College Dropout, I haven't really listened to anything because I don't just operate in the natural. And I feel bad for people who do. Because if you operate in the spirit and the natural, you, like me, have seen this social breakdown of Kanye West coming. From the very beginning, he's always been arrogant. And not just because he's talented. The issue with Kanye West is he believes in his mind that he is the best at whatever it is that he does. Whether it's music, fashion, whatever. He feels as though that he's the best. And he's entitled to think that. The problem with Kanye West is that in all of his stardom and all of his fandom, it's not enough. It's not enough that he's the best in his own mind. And it's not enough to have fans. And it's not enough to have success. That's not enough for him. What Kanye West wants is worldwide recognition as being the best. He wants everyone to worship him. Hence the reason why he now calls himself, or has been for the last couple of years, calling himself Yeezy. He has put himself on the same level, in the same plane as God, and wants to be worshipped as God. And in his mind, Kanye West is not successful unless he's white people successful. Unless he's being compared to other white people. So he aligns himself and puts himself in the same categories as other successful white people, because that is what he determines as being success. This is the same individual who was called a jackass by President Obama. And his grudge against Obama is that he never apologized for calling him a jackass. Same person who said President Bush didn't care about black people, but then a few years later he apologized to Bush. Same person who feels as though that love is what we need to be showing Donald Trump and other white people who basically are racist. He's entitled to feel however the hell he want to feel. But for the rest of us who ain't feeling whatever the hell he's talking about, what we're not going to do is say, oh yeah, but he got a point. Because no, the hell he don't. He don't have a point. The only thing that Kanye West is trying to do is continue to align himself with other white people who he thinks is successful. That's why he's constantly comparing himself to Picasso. He's constantly comparing himself to Ralph Lauren. He's constantly comparing himself to these other people who he believes are influential. Because you buying his music and you buying his shoes, that's not enough success for him. And that is also not a mental health issue. I've worked for mental health associations. And there are real people who have real mental health issues. I'm talking about people who are possessed, people who have PTSD, people who have, chronic depression, anxiety, people who have actual real mental health issues. Kanye West does not have a mental health issue. Kanye West has an identity issue. Why do you think he married a white woman that smashed everybody? Married a white chick who smashed everybody. because he thinks that she's the pinnacle of success when it comes to white women. And he's aligned himself with Trump because he feels as though that Trump is somebody who's overcome the odds and he's done what nobody else said that he could do. Yo, you sound like a nut, bruh. Like, you sound crazy. But you're not crazy. You mean everything you're saying. Kanye West means every single word of what he's talking about. Slavery was a choice. That's an interesting position to have, given that this is coming from a person who's had to make no sacrifices. He's not from the hood of Chicago. Let's be very clear. This dude is from the suburbs of Chicago. Mama had a good job. Like, this dude has not had to make sacrifices. So for those who are trying to justify his words and say, oh, well, he has a point, I also say it takes one to know one. So if the point is we are now mental slaves, it would take one to know one. Because Kanye West is the ultimate mental slave. I hope y'all peep that. Like, he's the ultimate mental slave. His money, his notoriety, his success is not enough. He wants white people's success. He wants recognition from white people. That's what his issue is. This is not a mental health issue. This man's not crazy. Don't say he's off his medication or he needs help or he needs a psychiatrist or he been sick since his mama died. This is the same Kanye West that he's always been. Money makes people more of who they already are. People don't change. People don't change. As we get older, as we have more life experiences, we become more of who we are. If a person didn't start out as a crackhead in some way along life's journey, they become a crackhead. That's not who they are. It was a mistake that they made and they've been able to overcome that. So the same thing with Kanye West. This is who he's always been. This is not nothing new. And it's like amazing me that I even have to have this conversation with people. It's not like he all of a sudden changed. He's always been arrogant. He's always been feeling himself. He's always wanted recognition. He did a lot of things to even get with the Rock before it became Rock Nation or whatever the hell it is now. He wanted everybody, Jay-Z, DJ Clue. He wanted all the other rappers to recognize him as a rapper and not a producer. That recognition now has not been enough. Now he goes on, he's going on to be successful, done world tours, sold out stadiums, CDs flying off the shelves, everybody's downloading his music. Is still not enough. Now he feels as though, okay, I'm gonna marry this white woman. Still not enough. He's always been outrageous. Before he jumped on the stage and told Taylor Swift she didn't deserve her award. The problem is we have not held Kanye West accountable. Because we always thought, oh, he's just being arrogant because he can rap. And part of hip hop culture is that hip hop bravado that goes with it. Nah, this is something totally different. This is, I basically sold my soul to the devil. People thought that was just lyrics. No, that was a self-declaration. That wasn't just a line that rhymed. That wasn't just part of some 16 bars. Like, he meant that. When y'all gonna listen to this dude? He means everything he's talking about. Every single word. He means that. When he says he idolizes Trump, that's not a mental health issue. That's I want to be successful like this white man's successful issue. Kanye West is the ultimate mental slave. He believes that the white man's ice is colder and that everybody else is somehow turned against him for no reason. Nah, people turned against you and nobody wants to be bothered with you because you're a nut. Because you started to believe your own hype. Because you're not even challenging yourself to do better. Like, bruh, did you see your fashion line? That you want to compare to Chanel and Givenchy and Ralph Lauren? Like, dude, are you serious? Like, bruh, you design clothes that homeless people wouldn't even wear. You had models fainting out in the sun because your theatrics, you was being crazy. There's not, like, listen, there's nothing wrong with Kanye West. I don't know how many times I'm going to tell y'all, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with this dude. He means what he's talking about. And now he has an audience. But what kills me is the people who are surrounding him with his foolishness. Had he would have said the Holocaust was a choice, white people would have been jumping out of windows, ready to crucify bruh, ready to hang him in a town square. But where are those same white people checking him about saying slavery was a choice? Yo, they not capping for us. Like, I really think Kanye West forgot that these white people, no matter how successful he is, no matter how many times he dyes his hair blonde, like, you still a nigga in a Benz to them, bro. Those are your lines. You must have forgot. This is crazy to me that this is even a topic of discussion with everything else going on. Like, we this close. We that close to going back to sitting on the back of the bus. That close to drinking out of color-only fountains. We this close. That close. We about that close to having to go back to, if we want to go into an establishment, we got to go through the back door. We this close to the next time you go into a Denny's or next time you go into a Waffle House, they finna tell you, these is white-only pies. These waffles, this coffee you want, these white-only pies. White-only waffles. We this close. That close. I don't know what other incident needs to happen before y'all start buying black. Before y'all start supporting black-owned businesses. Really, I don't. Like, did y'all forget? Like, a couple months ago, old boy walked into Old Navy wearing a coat he bought from Old Navy. And they wanted to scan the inside of his coat to determine whether or not he stole it. He walked in the store wearing it. Or did y'all forget? The 3 black women that was kicked out of Victoria's Secrets because they thought one of them was stealing, so they kicked all the black people out the store. Or did you forget the lawsuits against Zara and Bloomingdale's and Barney's for basically training their security guards to follow people around the store? Did y'all forget that? Like, we this close. We all watched on Facebook how the police tackled that girl down to the ground and exposed her body. Now, I don't know if her and her friend went into the Waffle House drunk and belligerent. First of all, I'm trying to find out what Waffle House is y'all going to where they charge you 50 cents for plasticware. What the hell? For all that, you could cook waffles the hell at home. I live in Pennsylvania, so I ain't never been to, first of all, I don't even like Waffle House food. Let's start there. But I ain't never been to no restaurant where you got to pay extra for plasticware. And when you questioning the validity of them charging you extra 50 cents, they call the police on you. Or did you forget the other black woman who was locked out of a Waffle House? The employees wouldn't even let her in. Did y'all forget that? Like, Starbucks, the culture of Starbucks, as long as there's been a Starbucks, is that people were welcome to come in, to sit down with their laptops, to hang out, to kick it. Like, Starbucks basically started the whole coffee Wi-Fi movement. That's when you started seeing all these Wi-Fi spots popping up. Come in and use our Wi-Fi. That stemmed from Starbucks. And now we can't even go into Starbucks and handle business without the police being called on us. Did y'all not just see the girl died on a plane because the pilot refused to do an emergency landing and she died? Like, we can't fly on planes. We can't go to Waffle House. We can't go to Starbucks. Did y'all not see dude moving into his own apartment in New York and had the police called on him? There are no safe spaces for us. And we debating whether or not Kanye West is crazy. Let me tell y'all something. Everybody's not getting into Wakanda. Period. So as the black community comes together and we attempt to unify on whatever level we doing it, whether we volunteering with kids, whether we feeding the homeless, whether we collecting prom dresses for girls to go to the prom, whatever we're doing on our individual levels to better the black community, those people who are not trying to participate in the building of the black community, F them. We don't need Kanye West. Let him be crazy by himself. Because everything that he's saying, he means it. So he has no intentions of backing down from what he's talking about. Now I see that he's getting ready to do some kind of something in Chicago. Great. He about to give some money away, start a foundation to do something, whatever. I'll believe it when I see it. But this is an individual we also concerned about that is literally following around Trump, and that dude is broke. He ain't did nothing successful since when? I don't even know. Every business venture that he's had has gone up in bankruptcy. He couldn't open a university. This dude couldn't start a vodka line. I don't think they sell Trump clothes in Macy's no more. Every casino he's had, he's filed bankruptcy on more than once. So where is the success? Like, y'all killing me right now. So it's like, with all of this stuff going on, when y'all gonna start buying black? That's what I want to know. We can't count on our quote unquote successful black people like Kanye West. He ain't with us. Forget him. He's cut off. We not fooling with him no more. We not following you on Twitter. We not buying your whack clothes, your whack shoes. We not finna go to your concerts. None of that. So if you thought you was on Twitter begging Mark Zuckerberg for money so you can go and do whatever it is that you was going to do before, bruh, go on, link up with them white people now. Because we off you. This dude is not crazy. I don't know how many times I got to say that. But I know my food's getting cold, so I'm getting ready to go eat. But what I want to know is, what are y'all going to do? He's already made his position. It's very clear. I don't know what y'all don't understand, but this kumbaya, let's hold hands, let's love our enemies, has not gotten us nowhere since the civil rights movement. I'm glad I can vote and I can read and I can go to school and I can work. Those things are great, but there are still a lot of strides that we need to make. Seriously. And we got to make sure who we align ourselves with, who we let attach themselves to our little wagons, don't get infiltrated, and our mission and our vision doesn't get put to the side, or it doesn't become somebody else's mission and vision. You've seen what happened to Black Lives Matter. That is some bull crap. I ain't with Black Lives Matter whatsoever. Not even a little bit. Go read their bylaws and that'll tell you why. But what are you going to do? There's no safe spaces for us. Nowhere. Nowhere. So when are you going to start buying black? When are you going to start supporting these black-owned businesses? Because there are some people who have taken success and has let it go to their brain. And us supporting them, it hasn't been enough for people like Kanye West. It hasn't been enough. It ain't been enough. And it's never going to be enough. He's not content with himself. So he's not going to help us rebuild our community. It's definitely going to be up to us. And we have to let him go and let him. He doesn't even need help. I believe that firmly. He don't need help. Ben Carson, same thing. Dude came from the projects. Single mom, welfare, food stamps, all that. Living in the projects. And I really think that he's been scarred by that. I think he believes that if his mama would have got married, his life would have been different. So now millions of people are going to have to suffer because he ain't got over the fact that his mama was on welfare. He ain't been able to let that go. These are people that we just don't need. We just don't need in our community. They're not going to help us build. So we're going to have to cut them off. There's nothing wrong with Kanye West. Nothing wrong with Ben Carson. Like, stop trying to label them as having mental health issues. They don't have mental health issues. They just simply want to be white. And if they want to be white, leave them. Leave them. They can't ride with us. Everybody ain't getting into Wakanda. He ain't coming. Ain't enough vibranium to go around for everybody. He ain't coming. They not coming with us. So I'm going to need y'all to stop trying to justify Kanye West's words, his actions, the mess that he's talking about. He don't have a point. Oh, he got a point. The slave. There's plenty of slaves that revolted. You know what they did to him? They killed him. Like, why is this even a discussion? Killed them, hung them, burned them, attached them to horses and drug them through the plantation. And made examples out of them. Put the fear of God into the other slaves. While they was raping the other slaves and splitting up families. And we're not even going to talk about the slaves that jumped ship. Ships that were overtaken and went back to Africa. Like, we really trying to justify this man's words. This is somebody who's already admitted he don't even read. And Trump is who he looks up to. What? Like, there's no saving him. There's no saving him. There's no talking to him. Dude from TMZ read him for filth. He going back home to his white wife. Still trying to make it in this white man's world. Still trying to compete with them. Still trying to be on their level. Let him. I don't even really believe that I have to have this conversation. Seriously. I just don't. I don't believe that I have to have this discussion. But just know, before I go eat my food, ain't nothing wrong with Kanye West. You just gonna have to cut him off. Let him go ahead and do what he do. Let him rock out with his people that he think got his back. That he gonna have to learn the hard way when he's living in a cardboard box that they don't have his back. Let him do him with his crazy wife and her crazy family, and let him, go ahead. Let him do him. He can't rock with us. We're done with him. We are all completely off, dude. Completely off him. He's not crazy. Stop even trying to justify his words, because when we say it has a mental health issue, that's sweeping the issue away. And mental health is not the issue. The issue is aligning ourselves with these white people. Even the well-meaning white people. No, none of them are jumping up saying, Kanye West, you wrong. None of them. Nobody. Nobody is capping for slavery not being a choice but black people. We have no allies. I don't know when y'all gonna understand that. We have no allies. We have to support each other. We have to support each other's goals, dreams, visions, whether it's for-profit, non-profit, whatever. Because nobody is looking out for us but us. So y'all have a good evening. Y'all can debate this down in the comments. Do whatever it is y'all gonna do. I'm finna go eat my food. And I got a book to read for a book review that I need to do by Friday. But definitely check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/Minority Report TV show. Follow me. All my links is around here somewhere. I'm gonna check y'all out later because y'all done gave me a damn headache. And I'm not letting my blood pressure go up fooling with Kanye West.